And I have four top choices for head coach that I would like to see in Dallas. The first one is Rex Ryan, defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. Now, he's the son of legendary Buddy Ryan and would bring a certain type of attitude to this team. He has been a part of that monster defense in Baltimore since 2000, and he knows how to stop the run as well as putting pressure on the quarterback. The last guy is kind of a wild card. I like him, but don't think many people around the league know him yet. His name is Josh McDaniels. He's the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach for the New England Patriots. This guy, he became the youngest offensive coordinator in history at the age of 29. He's 31 right now, and I think this is a type of young mind that can bring in some new energy to this team. Before I get into anything, I want to give a shout out to Wifey. She just got finished shooting a movie, and the movie is called You Again. I don't know if you can see it good. You Again. It's a major movie. Here's the cast picture. You can see Wifey's over here, right there. There's Cloris Leachman. There's Betty White. There's Sigourney Weaver right there, and then in front of her is Jamie Lee Curtis. So they had a whole. This was at the cast party. They had this when I was in Dallas, and come on, man, I'm gonna be at the stadium. But Wifey is rocking, and also, if people who didn't know, she's on the front of a whole bunch of gaming magazines. There she is, shooting a zombie, because she is actually a character in Left 4 Dead 2. So, I mean, she's doing it right now, man. Ever since we got her the new boobies, jobs. Go figure. Well, she should be dumping me any day now. So, but don't worry about me. I embrace the single life if it happens. So don't worry, I'll be fine. But Wifey is rocking it. Good for her. But check out the movie You Again. Should come out sometime next year, I think. And if you are a gamer, pick up Left 4 Dead. Those free spots for them people. All right. Now, I want to get into football quickly, or try to it. I started doing this. You can see in that first clip. I started a long time ago, but I started doing this to give my honest opinion on the Cowboys. Lately, I've stopped doing that as much because I get destroyed by Cowboy fans. I mean, absolutely destroyed. Like, people were telling me the other day, you got to bring out Romo. You got to bring out Romo, or whatever. And I can't say anything about Romo. Last year, I said one little thing about Romo. I called him. I said he was possibly the weak link on a super strong offense. And I got destroyed for it. I got absolutely destroyed for it. So I don't do it no more. I leave Romo alone. I have no idea what type of hold he has on Cowboy fans. I don't know if it's cute or he loves his youthful energy. I don't know what it is. But it's not winning. And that's what gets my heart. That's what hooked me into Troy Aikman. Even when I was angry at Troy at the end of his career, he was still my boy. With Emmett and Michael Irvin, it was always they were winners. You know, in big games, they showed up. And when you don't show up in big games, I don't like you. And ever since that Pittsburgh game last year, when the team played well enough to win and the quarterback didn't, I got mad. And I'm still in that same frame of mind. So this year, you know, people come and calm down, blah, blah, blah. You don't even have to tell me to calm down this year because I'm not mad. I'm not going to be mad all season. I'll make my videos and I'll be like this, blah, blah, blah. But that's how I am. But I'm not mad. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be excited. I'm going to be only energy that's going to come out of this guy is total elation and shock at us going and getting the playoff win and possibly going to the Super Bowl. I would be the happiest man on earth if that happens. But that's the only emotion you're going to get from me this season. Because last season I saw something I did not like, and I continue to see that same thing. And until that changes, I can't lend my heart to it to get crushed. Before I start in the game, I want to say that they need to lock Flozell in a room with Tuck and Osi. and just for at least 30 minutes, and let Tuck and OC have a conversation with him, because I don't care if you're on my team, I don't care if you're my brother, I don't care if you're my daddy, I don't care who you are. If you are doing stuff that could actually hurt another player, especially another player that just came back from a hard injury, that makes me mad. That makes me mad. So Flozell, you need to send out some apologies, because when I first saw that thing, I was like, when I first heard about it, outside the stadium, I said it's just, players jawing each other, Tuck, jawing back, blah, blah, blah. But when I saw it on TV, Flo, you need to apologize. You really need to apologize, and you really need to clean that up, because that is dirty. That is absolutely dirty. All right, to the game. I went and looked at it again. I saw a lot of stuff. Go through it first. Our defense is ranked 30th in the league, and we look like 30th in the league. And with a defense that's playing like this, you will not win a close game. The reason why you will not win a close game is the same reason why we lost that game against the Giants. They drained the entire clock and got whatever score they needed to win the game. If it was a touchdown, by golly, they probably 99.9% would have got it. They would have probably got it. So we've got to tighten up those screws on defense. And I would not be surprised at one, especially after this loss with Jerry. And that, no, not me, not angry. Me, no angry at all. Jerry, furious. So I wouldn't be surprised if Wade will be fired after another couple of bad losses or a couple of bad showings with the 30th ranked defense. And he's been there before. I made a video this summer about Wade's defense and the personnel that is in Wade's defense, and the personnel that is here now is reminiscent of some of those defenses that were 30th ranked in the NFL. He's had some horrible defenses on top of his very amazing defenses. So it's not out of the world of woods for this to happen. Our new guys, Greg Ellis is showing his behind. He's got 3 sacks already. He's making tackles. Greg Ellis is showing up. Anthony Henry is having, first week he had a monster game, and he's still showing up. Our guys that we got in are, I don't know. I'm still looking. Brooking had a great game last week. I was really impressed with Brooking last week. This week, I was seeing him miss some tackles, and I was reading through the forums. A lot of people were very unimpressed with Brooking this week. But I think he's solid enough of a player to be okay. I think he's solid enough of a player for us not to really have to worry about throughout the whole season. Oshansky, on the other hand, I guess he's just a run stuffer. Because there's nothing in his stats. He's recorded 2 official tackles this entire season, one last week, one this week, and he doesn't get any push on the line or as far as pass rush whenever he's in during the pass. So I don't see how he's helping us or making us better from last year's defense. And this may be the problem of us getting pressure on a quarterback, because there's no push in the middle. They put 2 hats on Rat, and then you got Spears. This last game, he was getting stood up, and then he was, flinging his arms around, and then Oshansky doesn't get any push anyway. He's a space holder. He clogs up space or whatever. So there's no push in the middle of the defense. If there's no push in the middle of the defense, the quarterback, if DeMarcus Ware or Spencer is coming around the outside, they can just take another step in, and the tackles can still seal him off, so he can stay inside the pocket. So I think that has a little bit to do with our not being able to get any sacks on any quarterback so far this season. We got a little pressure on Leftwich. We got some good hits on Leftwich, but we didn't get any sacks. I want to call out some players real quick. I want to call out Marion Barber. I want to call out Tashard Choice. I want to call out Patrick Creighton. I want to call out DeMarcus Ware. I want to call out Jason Witten. I want to call out Brady James. I want to call out Jay Ratliff. You guys are absolute warriors. It is your mentality that we need to have running this football team. It is your mentality that can take this football team to where it needs to be, because you guys have it up here. You guys have it. And if you got to get in the face of people, the talented ones around you, and make them play up to your level of ferociousness, then you have to do it. This is up to you now. We may not be getting it from the coaches. We may not be getting it from the general manager as far as other things that happen on the field. But you guys are absolute warriors. I've watched you. I've watched you play, and there's not one game that you didn't give everything. Sometimes people like Creighton, stuff doesn't happen for you. But Creighton is there every time, and Creighton will give you 110% like all those guys. So it's up to you. It's up to you. The warriors of the team. Have a warrior meeting. Do something. Get it together. Hamlin. We were talking about Hamlin. A lot of people were talking about Hamlin on DC Fanatics show last night. And Seattle's Mike Holmgren, said some really nasty things about Hamlin when he left Seattle. He said that, the corners were making up for his bad play all the time. And, of course, I went off, and all Cowboy land went off, talking junk about him, blah, 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 and I drink the Kool-Aid also. But now, I think some people are starting to see what we're talking about. There was several times I was telling DC when I looked down the middle of the field, and it was just open. It was just an open area. I don't know if it was by design or he just went somewhere or whatever. But if the middle of the field's open and you got no rush, all the quarterback's got to do is, as soon as he passes the linebacker, bam, completion. And it was the same. And next one, Deion Anderson. All you Deion cricket haters out there, cricket was a monster. Cricket kept so many people off Tony Romo. It was pitiful. He had one of his, if not his best game. I love me some cricket. Bruce Bowen is Bruce Bowen. Stephen Bowen is improving. He's improving, but he's got a long way to go before he's like a force to be reckoned with. But I do like where it's going with Bowen. Last year, the consensus was throughout the league that I heard and went on message boards and saw, the consensus was that Garrett had got figured out toward the end of the season. And when I saw the exchange of Pierce calling a blitz, and then Romo checking out and audibleizing to a hot route, and then as soon as Tony Romo audible to a hot route, Spears said, okay, Pierce said, all right, let's go back into a zone. And then they moved everybody, the defensive backs and the linebackers, backed up into a zone. And then the worst thing, after that, I said, it's trouble right now. When I saw them go back into the zone after Tony Romo had audibled, I said, we're in trouble. And they knew exactly where Romo was going with the ball, and they had three guys there. So that first pick six, they took it from Jason Garrett. Romo didn't have anything. Romo made a bad decision, yeah, but Romo was in a almost a no-win situation right there. When he audible out, then it didn't have any more time to audible again back into the play or whatever. So it was and when I saw that, I said, I wonder how much they do know about what's going on here and how much they're sandbagging in this game and just going to use what they need to use to win. So we'll see. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on stuff like that. Keep an eye on Garrett's offense because, like I said, people were saying that he was figured out toward the end of last year. Blue jerseys. Big thing. I think we need to start wearing our blue jerseys at home again because I looked at that interception for Kenny Phillips again. And you didn't see Kenny Phillips. I barely saw him at first. First I saw the ball, and then I saw Kenny, and then I went, oh. But his jersey blended in. Go to the NFL Network and look at it. His jersey blended in with the blue inside the end zone, and he just like disappeared. And I was like, wow. Why don't we use our blue jerseys and start hawking the ball down like that? That's brilliant, man. I mean, the blue jersey curse was with that old stadium, man. Let it go, let it go. And then last one, we got Carolina coming up. I'll get into that, but I will say this immediately, that we should not discredit Carolina in any way, shape, or form. They got beat by two very good teams, and two teams that are going to be in the playoffs and that are going to be fighting at the end with Philadelphia and Atlanta. And they played Atlanta really tough. They have an incredible running game. And if you say we're going to beat them because DeLome has bad games, well, Freudian slip. I call Romo Freudian slip. But Romo has had bad games just like the homie. So we'll just cross that bridge when we get to it. All right, I had to bring some of my honesty to you, and I'm going to be more honest with you this year because I'm not upset about anything. I'm not going to be mad, like I said before. I'm gonna shoot it to you as straight as I know how. But now I am a football idiot. All of us are. The answers will be determined on the field for absolutely everything. All right, holla at you guys later. Peace.